Girl, slay the house down boots, mama.
Now that was a bad choice.
Right. No. Don't try to change the subject. Spill the tea.
Okay, but what was she expecting?
Well, that bitch is crazy.
Honestly, pop off. We should have talked first.
Can you blame
She
her?
should probably drink a little less. Literally. Well, let's get into it then. It's time to spill the tea with Damon B.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's new episode of Spill the Tea with Damon B. I have a returning guest, my first returning guest, because she supports me in everything I do. It's my grandma.
Hi, Damon.
My number one supporter. And this week we're going to be talking about Sister Wives.
Oh my God, my favorite show now.
It's my favorite show. I can't get enough of it. I can't wait until Sunday hits because
Right?
it comes on at 10 p.m. So I'm already in bed asleep. But come Monday, first thing I'm
I
turning
know.
on when I get home from work.
I know. I was so excited today because I can never figure out when it goes on the app on the phone because I'm old and so I don't really understand it. So sometimes it's there and then sometimes it's not, and I don't get it. But today I went in there just in case it was there, and voila, and I was so happy.
Well, sometimes
I
I
was like,
get there before you, so it says you've already watched the episode, and that can be confusing.
oh, okay. Yeah. But anyway, I hated that show. Let's just start with that. Sister Wives has been on for 19 seasons, which you got to
Wow.
give them credit
Yeah.
because, quite frankly, who wants to watch a bunch of married people, you know, spit out babies at home and be religious? And I don't know. And a man married to 3 women, and I just never could stand him.
Well, four, because
4 women.
four
That's
women.
right.
And I
Right. So,
can't
because
get one man,
right.
so.
Exactly, right? We have trouble holding on to one person, and that idiot has got 4 women. But now, since things started to crumple or implode from the inside out, it is my absolute favorite everyday wanna watch show.
Because their family's falling apart, one
Yes,
family at a
and it should
time.
fall apart. Well, yeah, but it should fall apart because it was built on a very shaky frame, and I knew it. I knew it the whole time, and here we are today.
The foundation was not solid.
No, it wasn't, or even the idea of the foundation that a man should be having 4 wives and I don't know, 18, 25 like how many kids?
Well,
You
they're
know,
doing it for the government money, obviously.
Well, I don't know because I think most of the women support their own households,
Oh.
which is the other crazy thing, and I think who is it, Janelle,
Mhm.
who went we found out today, went to college while all her children were little, and did dad come home and look after her kids?
No?
No, it was her sister wife, right?
Christine, yeah.
Christine that babysat the kids while she went back to college and got a degree so that she could support her own household. And now, though, she has absolutely nothing
And you
to her name.
Okay, that's true, but to go back to the
Mm,
point where she was doing school, I wanna know why Cody is so surprised that Christine and Janelle are, like, good friends, they're okay with each other afterwards, like, Christine watched her kids so she could go to school.
right. They raised each other's children.
Yeah.
And I'm sure maybe there was infighting. I
Hmm.
think that Christine just didn't deal well. And she said that herself, right?
Yeah.
She didn't deal well with plural marriage. So I think there was probably some jealousy problems with all the other wives. And so Cody just saw that, and he's so narcissistic
Oh my god.
and into himself that he can't grasp that women actually, do bond in different ways than, just the one way he knows how. So,
To qu Okay, to quote my grandfather, "I've never wanted to punch someone in the face so hard."
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
I just every time he opens his mouth, I'm like, shut up." Whenever the camera cuts to him, I'm like,
Stop.
"Stop
Or
talking."
and I'm sorry, maybe some people might like Robin,
Ugh.
and I did like Robin a while back. I thought she was very kind, but I'm starting to see this manipulation almost of people, and I don't know. I she's just not my favorite, and every time, every episode, she's bawling her eyes out.
Can we
Yet she's the one that
everything?
has everything, right? So what are you crying about?
Well, she's crying about, she wants to be when she's older, she wants to have all her sister wives, her children
Oh
together.
yeah,
But
I'm not buying it.
can we talk about how this episode, she it's like a set of parents getting divorced and she is the child, like just bawling her
Yeah, what
eyes.
was that?
I was like
I don't even get it.
Mary and Cody having like a civilized discussion. They're not yelling at each other. And they're
No, and Mary wasn't even crying. Like Mary, okay, so for anybody who doesn't watch, there's four wives and there's the husband and he's just a narcissistic asshole. I'm sorry.
he is. He
And
is.
the wives now are coming to menopause and I really grasp where,
That's just my grandma's
where these
opinion.
ladies where they're at, okay? Because they're just sick of his shit. And that's where they're at. I know it is. And so what's happening is they're dropping like flies. So we've lost one wife. She's moved on and
Christine.
divorced him already, Christine.
Yeah.
Janelle has pretty much told him, don't come back. I don't want you in the house, although she's struggling with her faith and how
Mm.
she becomes a divorced woman, which I'm just like, forget the faith, run. And then we have Mary, who has been treated like the family dog for what, 10, 12 years? I don't, like just awful. And she hung in there,
Yeah.
but she just let it go today. So that was a really exciting episode for me.
It was a really exciting episode. And so Mary's treated like a dog because a while ago she was talking to someone online.
Yes.
Turns
Yes.
out,
And it turned out she was
yeah,
catfished.
she was catfished.
Hmm.
And, maybe looking from an outside perspective, it's not a big deal because, Cody has these four wives where she's just talking to someone else online. And they never met, did they? Like, n-
No, it turned out it was a woman pretending to be a man.
Hmm.
And and then that person um got in, like they got into a, what do you call that, where she was like,
Blackmail?
you have to, yeah, she was blackmailing her.
Hmm.
And to get out of that, that's where Mary had to come clean to everyone
Damn.
and tell them what was happening, or this person was gonna, and I think there was some like trading of pictures
Mm.
and stuff like that. So then legally people had to get involved, and yeah, so I often looked at that, like, hey, I heard about that a long time ago,
Mhm.
and I thought at the time, I think Mary has been a very lonely person. She
Yeah,
divorced Cody so that Robin could marry him. So she was the first wife, Mary was, and she actually gave up her marriage, her and got a divorce so that he could marry Robin.
and for someone to do that, to say, "No, I'll divorce you so you can get married to this new wife that, we're accepting into our family."
Right.
Oh my
Right.
god, that's like
Right.
knife to the
It's kind
heart.
of pretty selfless.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she did that, and then she only had one child with Cody. And so everybody else had 4 and 5 and 6, and she only had the one girl who turned out to be gay.
Oh.
And I don't know if you know that.
No, I don't.
She's a lesbian. Yeah, so I have to question a little bit whether um, Cody, the father,
Oh,
has a lot to do with that child because of the religious aspect of the show.
that's a good point. I never thought about that. That's a good point.
Because you never really hear about Mary's daughter very much, although I think she's happily either married or with a wife, has a wife or live-in girlfriend. But Mary's been pretty much on her own
Mhm.
and left alone. And I when she was doing this like online thing, you sort of understood it in a way. Like
Oh
she's
yeah.
how lonely is her life, and he's with this Robin, the new chick, and
Sexy
she's out
Robin,
there. Yeah,
banging
sexy Robin,
body. Yeah.
yeah, because she was pretty hot when they first got together. I mean, she's older
Yeah.
now, but at the time she was quite young and good looking. And I think all the wives were kind of jealous of that.
Yeah.
I felt for Mary. I just felt like a good husband maybe would have had more understanding, but it seems like Cody just went the absolute opposite way and just couldn't get over it.
Well, see, I think in that situation, he has the right to be mad. I feel like he
Yes,
should have forgave her, though, maybe looking at it and saying, maybe I haven't been giving her as much
right.
attention as what I
Where have
should
I
have.
been?
Yeah.
Right. And how can I make this better and make her feel like she's getting that emotional
Yeah.
whatever, because that's obviously what was happening with her and this person online, is some sort of emotional thing.
Yeah.
So he could have turned around and sort of improved on his marriage as well. And I feel like he's such a narcissist once again that he just could not. He took such a blow that really really hit him in the gut that she would ever even think to do that.
Well, I've just noticed this trend here of him worrying about his reputation and how everyone says stuff just to purposely make him look bad, and he's always the victim.
Right, and nobody's really well, aside from Christine.
Well, Christine now is just letting loose, so
I love
me
Christine.
too.
So they really, I think, need to do a spin-off from this show
Yeah. Well,
or continue on
did you
with how it's going because I'm loving this. Like
oh my
they
god.
should have a bi-weekly show.
Oh,
I would tune in.
I know the drama's juicy like a peach, let me tell you.
Oh, yes.
But just it's so crazy. Even when they were talking about at the picnic table tonight, and he was like, "Don't say that. Don't make me out to be the bad guy." And she's like, "What?" Like it is. She's telling the truth. It's like he doesn't want to do this anymore. She is still willing to put effort in. Mary is still was wanting to put effort in, and
Yeah, yeah, and it's really a sad story, and again, I can l- like identify because they're all around my age.
mhm,
So I can identify with her feelings and sort of like she's looking at her life, and when you get to the age of 50 and above, you look back and there's like a long time behind you,
yeah.
but in front of you there's not that much, so what are you doing with your life? Is it acceptable for her to sit alone and be by herself for whatever
Yeah.
is the rest of her life? So I really do. I wasn't a big fan of Mary's, but I'm actually getting on board. I like her a lot.
Right? I think I was upset or I wasn't relating to Mary as much because when Christine was going through it, it was like
Hmm.
Mary and Robin versus Janelle and Christine pretty much. And then
Right,
I felt
right.
bad for Janelle because when Christine left, then it was Janelle versus Robin,
Yeah.
Mary, and Cody. And I was just like, what is this?
Yeah, yeah, but I think, that Mary just clung to this thought that
Yeah,
possibly something would come out of it, and I think he kind of like today we find out he kind of led her on
I think
to
so.
think that too,
Oh,
and that was never said, or he's never said that, but she's saying now, "Listen, there were things said off camera
hmm.
that made me think that this was gonna continue or we were going to try or do something different or whatever, but apparently not."
Yeah, see, and that's the tough part, right? It's like they're not filmed 24/7. I wish they were. I wish it was like Big Brother where we had
Oh,
cameras everywhere. And
oh, wouldn't that
you
be
could just go
fantastic?
to the website and check in on them like,
Yeah.
they're animals.
Well, and there you go. There's a thought for a
For
spin-off,
a spin-off show.
really, because goodness sakes. The only thing I want to see is Cody every once in a while say something stupid that we can make fun of.
Right,
you
yeah,
know?
because Cody is stupid. Every time he goes into the one-on-one interviews and he opens his mouth,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, "This is
Yes.
stupid. You're stupid.
Yes.
You
Yes.
like, you're just seeing it from your point of view. It's your perspective."
Absolutely, and he's like the epitome of a sociopath who cannot take himself out of his shoes and put them in anyone else's. Like, what kind of dad, aside from yours Oh, did we just go there?
You wanna talk about dads? Next
I'm just gonna
episode.
say, yeah, next episode we'll
Next
discuss this,
episode.
but this episode we're just gonna say, Cody, you're a really shitty dad because
Amen.
what doesn't reach out to his children and blames his children, says that adult children don't need
Oh,
parents.
let's talk about that. Oh my god. How
Mhm.
he chooses the younger children over the
Yes.
older children? What in the
Yeah.
actual fuck is going on?
I don't know. I've never heard that before. Like I understand that yes, smaller children need more
Mhm. I
parenting. But I've never heard anyone ever say that well they're 20, they don't need a father. What?
Well
I I don't get
well,
it.
it's Cody's world. He can pick and choose what he does. Like,
I guess so. I guess so.
it's his world. They're all living in it.
Like, does
Um,
he ever go online and look at the comments that people make about him? Because I
oh my
like I if I you would think he would listen to me. I can't even.
god.
Like I'm
Right?
just I can't. Like, wouldn't you go and get therapy or something?
Right. And okay, I gotta say, production needs to step it up a bit because I love when he contradicts himself or he says something that isn't true. Production needs to cut to where he lied. I'm yelling at my TV saying, roll the clip.
Yes.
Roll it.
Yes, roll the previous clip where he said exactly, but, and now he's saying, "I never said that."
Right? I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
bitch, it's tax season. Show the receipt.
How much has those women put up with for 19 years
Ugh.
or whatever it is? I guess Mary was with him for what, 35 or 30, and that's what she
Yeah, the
gets.
first
And
wife.
then he was trying
The
okay,
lot,
let's go
the
to this.
property.
Yes. Okay, that was the big thing today.
Oh.
He's trying so there if for anybody who's listening, if there is anyone listening.
Slight shade. Slight shade from
Yeah,
the girl.
just like
Okay.
um for anyone who's listening and you don't watch Sister Wives because really it is fluff TV,
Yeah,
but I just love fluff TV.
yeah.
And anyway, they have a property that's what 14 acres, and Cody has now decided Christine's out of the picture and she traded in her house for the property, so she's
Mhm.
out of there. And Cody has how did he break it down?
Okay, so there was originally 5 lots, and they're still gonna do 5 lots.
Which is stupid.
So the original lot plan was it was gonna be 1 for Mary's house, 1 for Christine's, 1, like, 1 for each of them, Janelle
Hmm.
and, the other one, Robin. And,
Robin
and then the one property was gonna be the family property, which I guess
or
It
Cody's.
was supposed to be like Cody/family property, which was
Right.
Cody's house, which I was like, if you're bouncing between all these wives' house, why do you need your own house? Anyways, there was
Yeah,
5
yeah.
sections of the property, and
Right.
now since Christina's gone, Cody just decided to absorb that to his and
Yeah,
Robin's.
yeah. Him and Robin suddenly have the majority of the property, and then Janelle gets a piece, like a little bit smaller piece, and then Mary
It's
gets
nothing because
nothing.
the excuse was she only has 1 child with him. And I was
Yeah,
like,
so she doesn't need that much room,
yeah.
I guess.
It
I don't know. I don't even know. Like, if I was her, I'd be like, "Okay, just gonna call a lawyer. Just let's just go right there right now
Oh
because
my god.
I'm not Robin is
Oh.
not getting my 2 acres. Not
Well,
gonna happen."
I just wasn't, like, understanding why he thinks they should just get it. Like, even when Robin was trying to explain it in her own way, oh, this was hilarious, and she was like, "Well, because I'm not, I want my 2
Yeah,
acres.
that was so
And
weird.
then he was just like, "I don't see it that way." And I was like, and Rob was like, "Shut up, shut up. You,"
Sh I
she was like, "You're not in the right mind space. You need to think about this." And I was just like, "No, let him talk. Let him sound
Anyway,
stupid."
I wonder really, I'm assuming that lawyers will get involved because Janelle has nothing.
Oh, poor Janelle.
She's living in an apartment. Rob and him are living in that fabulous
Mansion. I'm just
mansion.
kidding.
And like, what is that all about? And Mary's living in her mother's bed and breakfast.
Oh my
Like,
god.
so she really doesn't have, because she's only, she said today, leasing that
Yeah,
house
that's
she
right.
had. So she really doesn't have a home either.
No.
So I'd imagine some lawyers are going to get involved, but
And
we need to see that on next season.
next, well, okay, well, here's the thing. They didn't even get to talk about they need to pay off Coyote Pass first. Okay, so those who
Right.
don't know, Coyote Pass is the name of the property. And
Yes.
they need to pay it off first before they start building, and this has been the problem. So Janelle has been wanting to build on this property forever. She was so like gung ho. She wanted it. She even bought a trailer to move out on the property, but that turned
Yeah.
out to be
Yeah.
rough, like through winter and stuff. So, she has her own apartment, but they cannot build on this property until it is paid off. So they still haven't decided. I think it's coming up. I think it's like they had to pay it this year or something, or
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
TV world this year because now it's obviously passed. But they need to pay it off
Yeah.
before they start
And
building.
I don't know if that's gonna, like, if they don't, then they lose all the money that they put into it already, which they never really say what they owe
Hmm.
or what they put down, but it sounds like it's fairly substantial. Like they paid for half of it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what they paid, but it's like a 15-acre property.
Oh gosh.
So I'm not sure, but yeah, it is quite a show, and I'm really, really enjoying it now. Okay. So anyway, I think in Las Vegas it's against the law, like most states and Canada, to be in plural marriage. So, and it was, they were doing this show, and it was coming down the wire, and they were tipped off that they were going to be arrested,
Oh wow.
and so they got out of there in like a day. And Utah, I believe you can be in plural marriage or they just overlook it,
Yeah.
because they have all that weird religion there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. See,
Mhm.
and I guess their religion is like olden days where the man provide, but it's not even the man providing because the women take care of the household and they work. So,
Well, their religion is, oh geez, it's like Seventh-day, no, not Seventh-day Adventist. Oh, what is it called? It slipped my mind. But anyway, they're a subset of that religion, and the actual religion doesn't allow for plural
Hmm.
marriage, but the subset of that religion does allow for it. And that kind of made a, I don't, there was a whole other big deal that happened with this same religion. Uh, Warren Jeffs was put in jail because he was molesting young girls. He took on, I forget how many
Oh my
wives,
God.
and they were all under the age, or a lot of them under the age of 16, and he was, a 35-year-old man and ugly as sin.
Ew.
Oh man, was he ugly. Oh, like, just, oh, that would be so creepy. But anyway, he's actually in jail for, I forget how long, like 100 years.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
good.
for
Well,
rape
good. Like,
of those girls. And people, women are escaping that
yeah.
religion, trying to get out. But a lot of them are raised that way, and they just don't know any different. They don't know any, that there's anything else out there. They're told if you leave, you can never speak to your mother, your sisters, your brothers, your father
Oh,
again.
yeah.
They'll actually will hunt you down and drag you
Oh,
back.
Jesus.
And if you do try to run away often and they bring you back, they'll take you to another place that you don't know, and you'll stay there until you've learned your lesson.
What?
So it's hard to
Oh,
get out
God.
of. Oh
Oh,
yeah, this
God.
is a whole thing.
And they were like,
And
let's
it's
just
hard.
invite a TV crew to film us.
Well, and Yeah, it's sort of, I don't know, like these guys sort of say that they're not really into that religion anymore, and they're kind of stepping away from it. But a lot of the girls are even not taught past a certain
Oh
grade,
my god.
like grade 5, and what they are taught, because they're all homeschooled. So a lot of the girls are taught home cooking skills and cleaning skills, canning
Oh my
skills, where the boys are taught actual education. So so they don't even really know, if they go out in the world, like they probably couldn't even get a simple waitressing job, you
Oh my.
know? It yeah, it's bad. It's not to me, it's I don't know how they let these religions here
Oh,
I
here we
go.
go.
Are you ready?
Religion tangent.
'Cause I don't yeah, a religious tangent coming up. I don't know how they allow this and now in Canada, apparently, that has since this Warren Jeffs, this whole portion of that religion has been, you know, put on notice, and there's no longer multiple wives, and this just is not
Mhm.
allowed. But they say there's a whole bunch of them out in British Columbia.
No way.
So
That's
well, people are overlooking it, like, cause some people think that's cute. "Oh, look at them, they're so cute, all in their little, mute dresses and whatever," and, okay, but there's a lot of crap that goes on in these religions, these types of things that people don't know
So
about.
I googled it and I said, "What
Mm.
is the Sister Wives religion?" And it says it's a Mormon fundamental, yeah,
Mormon, thank you, yeah,
um, Mormon fundamentalist group called the
uh-huh,
Apolis, Ap- Apostolic United
a
Brethren.
pos
Yeah,
yeah, so it's a break off from the
yeah.
Mormons because the Mormon Church itself, they do not endorse, um, multiple wives. So they have now any, religion that calls themselves Mormon cannot have more than one wife. So what
Oh,
these things are doing, they're off shooting from the Mormon Church. So they have the exact same beliefs as the Mormon Church, but they have multiple wives.
oh my. Oh, and it says,
Yeah.
okay, so it's either called the group or the principal, and it's over 10,000 members spreading throughout Utah, Wyoming, Arizona, Montana, and Mexico. Okay, so I think they might be in Wyoming. I think they moved to Utah and now they're in Wyoming because I
Yeah.
think Christine
Yeah.
moved back to Utah.
Yeah, she wanted
That's
to
what
go
it was.
back. And they were in Las
Yeah.
Vegas, but I think um that was like I said, they had to move. They were gonna be in
Mm.
trouble.
So,
Mhm.
okay, that was a lot. But okay,
It
let's
it
talk
was.
about Robin and Cody because they've been
Oh my god, I
no, they've
can't.
just been living, well, they preach polygamy, but they've really been living
Right.
a normal couple lifestyle was
No.
just
And so was that let's just break that
okay.
down just for a second because I wanna know, was that so did he like, I should go back and watch because you can watch where, Robin is actually comes into the
Mhm.
to the family and everything, and I wanna know, like, did he fall in love with her,
I think so, like, he must have fallen in love with
and
her
this is what
and was
happened?
just like,
Yeah.
"I don't wanna live polygamy anymore," even though he still preached polygamy, but which is weird because he kinda still wants to be with Janelle, but not really. Like,
I think he wants to be Janelle's
yeah, I
friend.
think so too.
I think he actually likes Janelle,
Yeah.
like, as a person. I think he likes her and he enjoys her company, but I don't think he wants to be her husband in all aspects of
Yeah.
husbands.
He wants to pick and
I think
choose what.
he yeah, he would like it if Janelle stayed married to him, moved to the property, he saw her every once in a while, they waved,
Exactly.
chatted at the end of the
Yeah.
driveway, and he'd be
Yeah,
happy
you
with
go out
that.
to dinner once
And
a
I
month.
think he would have been happy with Mary doing that too,
Oh,
taking her 2
oh
acres.
my god. When no, 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 no. This episode when he's like he's been acting. He's been putting on an act, or
Yeah, and he
performing.
goes, "I can
And I was
continue."
just like,
Yeah,
in what universe do you want to tell somebody in our relationship, I've been
yeah, to
acting?
her
Like,
face.
this isn't real. I'm performing. I'm an actor, and I've been doing this for your
Oh my
benefit.
god.
And then turn to
I
Robin and be like, and
can't.
also your benefit, because this is what you want. And without you, I wouldn't be doing this because I don't like Mary.
Yeah, yeah, so it's
What?
all your fault, Robin, and your fault, Mary, but I take
But
no
he doesn't want to look like the
responsibility
bad guy.
whatsoever.
He doesn't.
No,
Well,
but he does he not realize the whole world, I think, is watching, because I can't see how you couldn't watch this show
this should be
right
in the
now,
headlines.
and the whole absolutely, and the whole world is going, "What is" like, if you need to study if psychiatrists need to study a narcissistic
It would
sociopath,
be him.
then just watch Sister Wives right now, because you can see it, break it down. I would love to hear from a psychiatrist
And
who watched that and say what, just point out everything he says, because it's just nonstop
I want to
narcissism.
know, the wives must have gone in this for the sister wife mentality. Like they want to have each other and want to be together down the line, because like Cody must have came in at some aspect, and like Cody's obviously a great guy to them, and he was handsome. I think he was really handsome when he was younger, like when he was with
Hmm.
Mary. Now I'm just like, oh my
Hmm.
god, he's so ugly. But it's also when he talks, you're just like, ugh.
Right, I think, even worse so, 'cause I don't I think he's a fairly good-looking man for his
Ugh.
age, but when he opens his
Oh my
mouth,
god.
he's just a horribly ugly person, and I have to wonder, because when you watch the videos, like, of him and
Mhm.
Mary, when they get married and all that, like, you see a very happy
Yeah.
Cody and a very happy Mary, and I have to wonder, did the cameras do something, or was it just Robin entering the picture? Like, I
Well,
don't
he
know.
said tonight or whatever, like, or did he say, like, he's never loved Mary, or, like, he
Yeah, but I
yeah,
don't
I know,
believe
me
that.
either, so why is he saying it? Why can't he say, "I did love you, I've fallen out of
Yeah,
love
I did
with
love
you," like,
you. Right. But he's being so mean, and I
ugh.
think that goes back to the catfishing and her betrayal of him. And I think it literally, cannot comprehend how that woman could even have a thought of fooling around
You
on
know
him.
what? I think you're right, because when he gets hurt, he's gonna hurt you back. Same like when Christine was
Right.
leaving and he's like, "Well, I never found you attractive. Never. Shouldn't have married you. Like you were, I was
Right.
basically saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, I was forced to have sex with you. I was forced to marry you." Like,
Yeah, which is, I mean, they've got 5, how many
oh,
kids? Like 6
I don't
kids? And it takes, I know most they say, "Well, it only takes once," but no, it takes a while to get pregnant, so he had to be attracted enough to, you know, do that,
multiple
I don't know how
times,
many
yeah.
times, multiple times, to get 6 kids, so at some point, I'm pretty sure he was attracted
Yeah.
to her, but that's where he makes himself look like an idiot. Because you can see previous stuff where he's obviously, you know, attracted to her. He's obviously attracted to,
Yes.
Janelle, and Mary, I think maybe, after years, yeah, he kind of, maybe he did fall out of love, but he can't say he didn't love
Yeah.
her, because you can see he
Yeah.
did. So he's just a
In
liar
the
too.
pictures too, like when they show their wedding and how
Mhm.
happy they were, like they were in love. Like the pictures definitely
Yeah.
told the story.
And can you imagine being a young bride and having to allow other women, like, he should have her on a pedestal,
Right?
even if he is not in love with her. She should be the matriarch, which is normal in these families. There is a matriarch, or a top
Yeah.
wife, who then the next one, the next one, the next, and she should be at the top, and she should be treated that way because she's the one who allowed these women to come into her
Yeah.
home, and got divorced so that Robin could marry him and he could adopt Robin's children. So why, even if you didn't weren't in love with her, why do you treat her like
And it's so
that?
crazy because they only had one kid together, yet he's knocking up Christine, Janelle, and oh,
Yeah, I wonder if that was like a medical
you know,
issue.
mm,
Like I wonder if she just could not have more than one.
maybe that's why he wasn't attracted to her anymore. He's like, "Well, I can't get you
And
pregnant."
possibly.
Like,
Right. It could be. I mean, maybe he looked at her as half a woman or, whatever it
mm.
was. But whatever why I think it was Robin came in
Okay, yes,
and
Robin.
he just
Oh my god, the victim. It's always,
ugh,
"Oh,
ugh.
poor me," and her soft voice or whatever, and I love when, she's crying, it gets all high pitched. She's like,
Ugh.
"I never wanted this."
I know. And I was like, "Oh my god." I literally was sitting there kind of
Laughing, I
laughing,
was.
and I was like, "Okay, you know what? Yeah, you'd be
Mhm.
sad, but you wouldn't like she's acting yeah, exactly like the kid in the divorced
Right?
family."
I said, her dream is ruined, her life done, like, all
Yeah, because
over.
that mansion she's living with and then the cottage country of 8
Right?
acres that she
And what
owns.
more can you ask
Yeah.
for? Your husband is spending time with you and your children, and it's like, they
Yeah.
couldn't be happier. You got
And he's sworn off all the other children because 'cause they're all grown up, so they don't need a father.
exactly, and also, I just wanna say, Christine is an amazing mother. She drives to, Coyote Pass or wherever they live in Utah or wherever, Wyoming, and
Yeah,
we'll be like, "Here's your child. I drove all this way so you can see her. Let's them spend the weekend together or something, and she'll go visit Janelle and, like, have a good time." I was like,
right.
"How perfect is that?" When she's like, "If you wanna see your kid, I am more than happy to drive down and let you, like, see her, and I'll just go see Janelle."
Yeah, and I wonder if she realizes that if she doesn't do that, that guy just has no he probably wouldn't go and like, at the
Oh,
beginning
yeah.
he would, and then it would just peter out
Oh,
eventually
well,
because he just can't think about anyone but himself, and if those children aren't right in front of
The
him,
the
then
biggest
oh
joke
well.
was when they were leaving, and he's like, "Well, you can't take Truly with you." And she's like, "What part of we're moving don't you understand?" And he's like, "Well, it's gonna have to be 50-50 custody." And she's like, "You barely see her
They're
now."
yeah, yeah, like, you'd never see her now, all like, since she's been born. He's barely been a part of her life, but now he wants 50% custody. Please,
I know,
whatever. And the thing is they're not married, so that would n it would never happen anyway. Like, how would he even say that
I don't
or
know if
do
you
anything? It's
yeah,
just
if you went to
weird. He's a
court and you're
weirdo.
like, "Well, I got 3 other families I'm supporting, but I would like to keep this
Right, and
kid."
he can't go to
Oh,
court.
yeah, that's true.
But maybe he could where they are. I think it is legal. Or no, it's legal where she moved back to. Remember? Because she said, "Oh, plural marriage is legal
No, I
in
thought they kicked him out
Utah."
of Utah, and then Corey was angry for her going back to Utah because that's the place where they kicked them out.
Yeah, but now plural marriage is
Oh.
legal. Yeah, in Utah, but not where they are.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. But anyway, I don't
But
know.
yeah, so I think he's just so crazy, the things he said. He lets his emotions drive like him, like 100%. Like, it's just so
He says the stupidest
remember when he
things.
fought with Mary? It was right before Christmas, and, like, in his apartment, and she's, "Don't you walk away from me," and he was like, "Guess what?"
Oh, that
Or
was
Janelle,
Janelle.
and
Yeah.
he was like, "Guess what? I am." It's just
Janelle must be like, "Oh, thank God I'm rid of him."
right? Oh,
Like, they all must be. I just don't even
I know.
ew. And I hope Mary finds a really nice
I
person.
hope Mary and Janelle end up exactly like Christine, where they're the happiest people,
Yeah.
and they say, "This is the best decision of my life. I'm free." And then now Christine, and oh my god, in the previews for next episode, when she's like, "I met the love of my life," and they're bringing him in.
Yeah, you
Oh.
know what? She's actually now I seen I'm gonna spoiler alert. she's married to
Ugh,
this
I'm so
guy.
happy for her. Honestly,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
deserves it. I just
Yeah.
felt so bad.
Yeah.
And I think they said it a couple episodes ago where they're like, they're happy that they chose to marry him. It was the right decision. They had beautiful children together. And now this is the right
Right.
decision to leave him. And it was just like,
Right.
they don't regret anything, but now it's time.
And again, I know a lot of
Mhm,
women at their age that are with people for 20 and 30
mhm.
years that this happens to. So it's sort of funny or odd to watch it in a plural marriage that happen. You know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
100. Oh my god, you know what's funny? They say 50% of marriages end in divorce. Well, he's 75%.
And maybe Robin will leave too, so it'll be
That joke that
100%.
she made at the picnic table where she's like, "Maybe I'll leave
Yeah.
you too," and she's like, "Oh, bad joke, honey," and his face is just like,
Yeah, I think that was what she was saying. Well, now you're in a bad mood because of
"Yep."
her off-color
And she's
joke.
like,
Because God forbid you
"Oh
joke.
my." I know, I thought that was so funny because really, 2 were leaving,
Yeah.
and then Mary drops the bomb. Actually, that wasn't perfect timing on her end because that was right before Mary dropped the bomb, and Mary's like, "Actually, great segue into this next thing."
God.
That's
Oh, it
that's
was so
literally the
good.
child to the parents where they're like, "We need to talk to you," and they're like, "Oh, you're not getting a divorce, are you?" And they're like, "Actually,
Yeah,
actually,
actually,
we
we
need
are.
to talk." And then
Well, I was certainly glad that she did it today because that was a
oh
long
my god,
time
every
coming.
episode, I'm like, "Pull the trigger, pull the trigger." Even
Yeah. Yeah, come on,
her best
Mary.
friend is just like, "Get out of there." Ugh.
Yeah, and what was Robin doing? See, that's where she's nefarious in her what was she up to? Keeping Mary all this time
Being happy, moving
from
on?
being happy and moving on, exactly. Why wouldn't Robin as a friend say to her, "Listen, Mary, I see what's happening and I don't want you to go."
I think it's
And I guess she did do that but
I
not
think it's
really. Like, I think it was
well,
selfish
no,
of
I think
her.
it is selfish. I think she's holding on to her dream because, like she said, she wants to be old on the porch with her sister wives, and she's trying to hold on to any little piece she can of that.
Yeah, but none of them liked
I
her.
know, which is so but, why would you hold on to people that don't like you? I don't know, but she
Yeah.
has chosen that path, okay? So she's on that path, and she's
Yeah, well, it's not a good
it's
path because 'cause they're all
right? I know
fleeing.
you need to jump off that ship.
Yeah.
I don't and
You
it's
do.
like, well, what can you do now? It's like find 3 more sister wives that want to marry Cody? No, thank you.
Well, can you imagine Robin if he does?
Oh my maybe she'll get a taste of what everyone else went through.
Yeah, because imagine if he like, some young, yikes, like, I don't know how that works, but I know that Warren Jeffs was taking on, like, he was, like, 40 well, his dad had 100 wives or something,
What?
like, and they like, the youngest was, like, 13,
Oh my
and he was 70.
ugh.
Yeah, it was
At
disgusting.
that point,
It's
what
gross.
the actual fuck are we doing in society? Letting a
Yeah.
thirteen-year-old
Well,
marry
exactly.
I'd be like, "Listen, unless he's on life support, you're not getting a ring on that finger." Like
Well, they went in like, they actually went in and raided like, it was a whole thing. They went in and child welfare went in
Oh my
and,
god.
yeah, but,
No.
like, they were just raised that way, so nobody understood, and when they're taking the children away from the mothers, and everyone's like, "Well, that's not really helping."
Yeah.
Because the mothers were raised in the same way. Nobody
Oh,
you need to go in and charge the
and then you get
fathers. Like, let's
Stockholm syndrome, but then it isn't even
right,
their it's the father's fault because they were raised that way. So it's like, where's the
right.
end, you know, like, who
Yeah, and not to mention they're getting so much, like, inbreeding
Oh, I didn't think of
because
that.
there's only this community. Yeah, and you have to choose, like, cousins are marrying and half brother, half whatever, you know what I mean? Like
Oh
nephew to
god.
or niece to uncle or second uncle or whatever, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of that going on too, and there is a, genetic disorder that is specific to those
Well,
people.
luckily, I don't think this is going on in this family. Hopefully not. Jesus.
No, no, and I think they've stepped away sort of from their actual religion
Oh,
anyway. And I think that's what's Cody is
yeah.
saying. He doesn't wanna live that anymore. So I think they've all stepped away kind of from that, from the plural marriage religion.
Well,
So not saying they're not
yeah.
religious, but
Well, apparently,
I think that
um, oh, Robin, remember when she's like, Christine,
oh,
well,
yeah.
you're still technically married. Unless you sleep with another man, you're still married.
Well, she's apparently slept with another man, so everything's good.
Everything. I
Robin,
see.
are you
This is
alright?
where I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's just, well, in the eyes of God, you're still
Yeah.
married until you sleep with another man. I'm like, okay, God, turn.
She's weird. Like, she just got weird. I don't know. I don't know if she was always weird or she just got weird, but
I
ugh,
I don't think
ew.
people should let religion dictate their life. But
No,
that's another episode. Okay,
it
question
sure
for
is.
you. If you could turn back time and live in an alternate universe, do you think you could do plural marriage? Not
Oh,
me either.
no. No, not at all. I don't think I could no.
No.
I'm
I'm
too
too jealous.
hmm.
I couldn't do it. I'd be like, "You wanna sleep with my husband? You what? You like, no?"
Yeah, like, ugh. I just c yeah, I'm not a real jealous person, but I've also not been in that
Right?
situation. I just don't know how I would handle it because I am very
Ugh.
quiet and not really combative.
And I'm the opposite.
So what would happen to me? Like, that's what I wonder is what would
Well, you
happen
would
to
be Mary,
me.
and I would be Christine.
Well, maybe, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I would sit and live with it and live with it and live with it for, until I just couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, no, I couldn't do that, and I always, like, people have, over I'll tell you something.
Okay.
This is bad, but I have been approached, like, in regards to threesomes
Oh
and things
my
like that
god.
in my lifetime, and I
Grandma.
never could I know, that's awful to tell you. But I'm just pointing out that I could never quite like think about that and think, well, if I'm not enough, then I just don't want to be with this person.
Right?
You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't think I could
Yeah, I'm
share.
not
I'm
I
not,
was an
yeah,
only
no.
child, and I learned at a very young age not to share my toys because they come back broken, or they don't come
Right.
back.
Exactly.
So,
Right.
I'm not letting anyone touch
Yeah.
my shit at all. But also, okay,
No.
I like the idea of having a big family. Like, you have people around you that, you love one another.
Yeah, see, and I see, like I was going to say, I could see it at this age.
Oh, okay.
It would be it would be nice like to have a Janelle and a
Mhm.
Mary and sit on the back porch,
Yeah.
and have their children, where like maybe you're all grown up as a grandchild, but maybe my sister wife's children are having
Yeah.
babies and I would be like a, surrogate grandmother over and over and over
Yeah.
again. I would enjoy that part of it. I just would kick the guy to the curb,
Well, at that point well,
right?
at that point, you might as well just get your neighborhood families together and be like, "Who wants to" because then
Right.
it's like you don't have to sleep with each other, but then you're just raising each other's kids
Right.
and trying to be a family.
Right, and grandchildren and just being, like, extended
Mhm.
family. I would like that. I just wouldn't like the sharing of the
Yeah,
man.
I also
Ew.
sharing of the finances, don't like that. I don't like,
No.
everyone's name Cody's name on everything. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no.
I
No.
was like and
Mm-mm.
I love Janelle now just because, she's like, "What was I thinking? What was I thinking?" Like,
Yeah, and I think, though, that they were so young and, again,
oh,
naive and not taught, like, I just can't even
yeah.
imagine. I mean, these women are not taught except to get married and have children. and they said that today on the show. So you've got these women who have no, like, really, you have to be proud of them
Yeah.
to have reached where they've gotten to, because prior generations would not. So we're in a time where at least they're able to get out, because a lot of people just stayed in because they couldn't,
Yeah.
right? Previous generations, the woman would not have their name on
Oh God.
anything, and that the husband would have everything. And if they left without their children and without anything.
That's so
So
like
so who's leaving, right? I'm putting up, like, I'm not leaving my
yeah, so
children,
then you would put up with it.
you
I
know.
mean, that's a
Right, you just put
that's
up
a
with
good way
that.
to not get someone to leave, is hold the children
Right, right,
hostage.
and that's the whole point. Right. And so these women are just, and they're second-rate
Yeah.
citizens in the hierarchy of the church. So their husbands are above them, can beat them, can beat their children, discipline for wife, discipline for children. They say what goes. And I just think in the environment we're living in
Yeah.
now, it's getting harder for that
And
to
at one
exist.
point
But it does
what
exist.
point do we just have to say enough is enough? Like, we need to stop this from happening? Like,
Well, or but that is a really good question, because I feel like we're sliding backwards. If you look at the United States right now, and how religion is sliding into
oh my,
politics.
don't get me started. There's supposed to be a
Okay,
separation, but somehow all like these laws are getting put into place based on people's religious beliefs, and it's so stupid.
right.
I'm like, I don't believe in your God. Just please, like, don't let that affect my
Yeah,
life. I'm happy for you. I'll fight. Yeah.
but you've got a country that 50% believe in this. And so it's scary to me. Now in Canada, we're a little more progressive, but there is that small whisper out there of people that are similar in their ideals of, the man rules, the wife comes second, and men should be determining all these factors like
Oh my
abortion and
God.
birth control, and like homosexuals and transgender.
Ugh.
So yeah, and it goes against their Bible beliefs and all this other stuff. And the scary part to me is, exactly, what about us, that I'm not buying into that Bible
Okay,
crap.
I walk to work.
Excuse me, anybody who's listening, if there is anyone listening that believes in the Bible. I don't care about other
Yeah.
people,
I
but be respectful to me
like,
too.
and
And
what I
yeah.
really hate, being a homosexual, hello. Um
Oh yeah.
hi.
Are you coming out of the
I well,
closet?
if they didn't get the gist last episode, um they say during Pride, we shove it down their throats. But I just want to say, I grew up my 23 years on this earth. I feel like religion has been shoved down my throat, and it's been everywhere I go. The people that showed up on your doorstep knocking and you
Mhm.
hitting the floor. Oh my God, I remember my mom was so scared of them. And you're like, hit the deck. And like, you're crawling around the house. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a bit much. And it's like, I see posters when you drive down the highway, like God is returning or whatever. And oh
Mhm.
my God,
Mhm.
I just like roll my eyes. And well, I say, oh my God, all the time. And now I've started to say, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Joseph.
um, and it turns people's heads. But I guess I shouldn't do it but anyway, it makes me
Well,
laugh like so hard because people are like, how dare you? Like, but so my point was being in June, it's Pride Month, everyone changes their logo, not because they support us, just because they want to act like they support us. Um,
right.
and everyone's shoving rainbows down your throat. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, the 11 other months and you know, or every single day,
Mhm.
religions everywhere.
Mhm.
There's churches everywhere.
Mhm.
I don't see a gay church.
Right.
I don't see anything like that.
Mhm.
I know there's LGBTQ plus resource centers, but there's not a huge
Right. That they're trying to
that they're
shut
trying to shut
down.
down, and there's not huge dildos outside like the fucking cross, so advertising, and, like
Yeah.
and
Oh my
I'm
god.
not one of those gay people who are like, "Let's be nude at Pride." I don't agree with that, and I'm not on that
No.
page.
No. Nobody should be nude.
No, I
Nobody.
exactly,
At any time.
exactly.
I don't wanna see anybody's
Genitals.
nothing.
I know.
Ever.
I'm like, "Okay, that's impressive," but I didn't have to see it on the street, you know?
Yeah, no.
Um,
No. No.
because I think pride should be celebrated by everyone and children should be able to be included, but they shouldn't have to witness stuff like that.
No.
Exactly. Well,
No.
we did get a little off topic there, but let's bring it back. Let's bring it back home here.
Reel it
Let's
in, Damon.
let's
Reel it
reel it
back
back in
in.
here with Cody is a narcissist. Everyone hates him.
Yes. Sociopathic
Sociopath. I think him
narcissist.
and Robin will die together.
Live
Yeah,
ha live happily ever
exactly.
after,
With their
right?
children, his adult children. I hope they see some kind of counseling because that's really rough. Not
Well, at least the nice thing with their adult children is they have 3, 4
that's
mothers or
true.
3 mothers
Yeah.
anyway, that they can turn to, and they seem to have a good, relationship between them,
Yes, the siblings.
as
Yeah.
siblings. So, I mean, you know what, Cody, I just feel like he's the type of guy, he's just gonna go, "Well, if you don't come to me and you don't call me, well, too bad."
Right?
And that's too bad.
And I loved Janelle when she was like, if you want to go through marriage counseling, then you set it up. Like, she gave him the option.
Yeah, but he won't do
Exactly.
that. He won't do anything because he feels like everything should be done for him,
Well, he's the
and
man.
he's been this way his whole
Yeah.
life, right? And he's been taught to be that way in a way. It's not all his fault, but it's in his personality.
Mm.
So he was able to do this show and behave the way he's behaved and all because of who he is, and unfortunately it's all crumbling.
I also love how he has time for his buddies and to go to their wedding and stuff, but when his children were having surgery or they need him or something, nowhere to be found. He's at Robin's, but
Yeah, yelling about
yeah, and
COVID.
then he was able to go
Eh,
to his buddy's wedding and officiate it during COVID.
Right,
But,
during COVID, yeah,
we choose our
yeah,
battles.
yes, we do, and he seems to just do what he wants,
Well, I mean,
when he
that's a
wants.
man.
That's a man
That's
for
the
you.
man.
That's a church-going man, right, Damon?
Exactly. That's 100%. Is that the man I want? Maybe. Just kidding.
Maybe maybe
Actually,
so.
I'm just kidding. Oh my god. Well,
Oh my
thank
goodness.
you, Grandma, for joining me today on the episode of Sister Wives, and thank you to all the listeners out there. I know there's hundreds of thousands of you, so I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time on Spill the Tea with Damon B. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Again, I'm your host, Damon B., and I hope you enjoyed spilling the tea with me.